What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Manchester City video, where today we're going to be looking to try and improve the atmosphere and vibe after Manchester City's terrible result yesterday against Bayer Leverkusen at home in the Champions League, which means we're going to be doing a transfer update, and we're getting further emphasis of Man City maybe looking to do a little bit of business in this upcoming January window, because Man City still transitioning, got plenty of work to do next summer. So if there's any bits of business that can get sorted this winter, then Man City may be best to do that bit of business. So we're really going to have a good look and, over the next few weeks about some players getting linked with City and what the January market may look like. And I won't be surprised to see some outgoings and incomings from City in the upcoming window. So before I do crack on with this transfer update, just want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Kitbag. They've got their Black Friday deals running, which you can go and check out. Links and details there in the description. Got some wonderful deals that you can go and check out, especially ahead of the festive period, including the Manchester City home shirt, which you can pick up for just over £40. So links and details there in the description. They've got lots of wonderful deals for you to go and check out involving Man City, and a big thank you to Kitbag for sponsoring this video. So we've got no contract news to speak about in today's update, so we're going to dive straight on in with the outs, and we've got the very latest on Claudio Echeverri. Now, Pep, before the game against Bayer Leverkusen, was asked in his press conference about Man City recalling Claudio Echeverri from his loan at Bayer Leverkusen. Pep Guardiola said that the question is for his beautiful agent. His exact words, I don't know. Pep Guardiola sums up his mindset heading into the game, and the team selection needs a timeout as far as I'm concerned as well. I don't know what's going on in the wonderful head of Pep Guardiola. A bit of a bizarre reply to the question, a bizarre team selection. Here we are, and Claudio Echeverri, one of many players that City really need to try and sort the future out of during the upcoming January window, because if Echeverri is going to be recalled, where we're going to send him out on loan to, where's he going to be playing, what's going to be happening, we need to find out what's happening long term with Echeverri, the same with Vita Hayes as well. We need to find out what's happening in terms of players' contracts coming to an end in the upcoming summer transfer window. So I'm looking towards Bernardo Silva, John Stones. I know Phil Foden's got 18 months left on his contract. Rodri as well. We need more clarity about what's happening with them players. And then you've got players that are apparently unhappy. Nathan Ake, probably one of the most vocal ones out there that's unhappy. If you're looking towards Ake leaving and we're going to be replacing him, how's that going to look? We could just do with getting more clarification in the upcoming week, so we can have a good idea about what this January window is going to look like in the outgoings, because that will give us a better idea about what Man City may want to do in terms of the incomings. Now, moving on to the ins, it's all about attackers and all about wingers, because that's seemingly looking like an area that Man City do want to try and add to. So the first player I want to speak about is Antoine Semenyo, the 25-year-old winger at AFC Bournemouth, who represents Ghana at international level but is English born. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this, but going off the fact that he is English born, I would presume that would make him homegrown, and bringing in a homegrown winger would be of huge benefit to City. But because he doesn't represent England at international level and he represents Ghana instead, I don't know what's happening in terms of his homegrown status. I presume that he would, because he is English born, and I presume he spent a lot of time in the English academies, which means he'll meet the thresholds to be classed as a homegrown player despite not representing any of the home nations or representing England in particular. So it can all get very complex very quickly. But onto the update. Apparently Pep Guardiola concerned about Man City's over-reliance on Erling Haaland for goals, and they would like to bring in more goal-scoring midfielders and attackers to the club to try and help take the pressure off Erling Haaland when it comes to scoring goals. Now, Semenyo is available in January for a release clause set at £65 million, as confirmed by The Athletic last week. He does have a release clause in the summer as well, which is a figure smaller than that, what is set this winter. I believe it's £60 million in the summer and £65 million in January. Going off that information, I would presume that clubs would be all over Semenyo in this upcoming January window. I know Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City have all been linked with making a move for Semenyo. So if City do regard Semenyo as being that option that they want in attack, then they're going to have to act rather quickly, because there is a time on that release clause in January, and that's enough time to allow Bournemouth to go out and bring in an adequate replacement for Semenyo as well. So we'll see if we do get any more developments on that. I'm not suggesting that City are going to make the move or are going to be signing Semenyo, but Semenyo is definitely a player of interest to City right now. And the other winger I want to speak about, because it's been all over the press over the last few days, is Vinicius Jr, the 25-year-old Brazilian winger at Real Madrid. Apparently, he wants out. So he's had a falling out with manager Xabi Alonso, and The Athletic have said that Vinicius Jr has told Florentino Perez, who's the president at Real Madrid, that he wants to leave. He said his relationship with Xabi Alonso has broken down, it's damaged, and he doesn't want to sign a new contract, and this is his way of saying that he wants out of Real Madrid. Now, apparently a whole host of clubs from around the world are interested. It's believed that Man City are one of numerous clubs that would be interested. I suspect, though, that Real Madrid won't want to sell to us because we're a direct rival for potentially winning the Champions League, not taking into account, of course, the Premier League being a direct rival of La Liga, and La Liga won't want to lose their top assets to go to the Premier League for one of their players to become a top asset at the Premier League instead. So from that point of view, the political football side of things, I can't see this transfer happening. That's not taking into account the massive fee that Real Madrid would be asking for. He's going to be asking for a whopping amount of wage. He's going to be asking for a huge amounts of personal terms in terms of the agent fees, the signing on bonuses. It's going to be very costly, and for me, such a high profile big signing, whilst as exciting as it would be to have someone as good as Vinicius Jr at Manchester City, it just doesn't smell of the kind of transfer that City would be involved in. That's not even taking into account the reactions from Vinicius Jr and from Real Madrid, for that matter, when Rodri won the Ballon d'Or last year. So that didn't go down very well at Manchester City, and I can't imagine that City would want the kind of profile of Vinicius Jr, a player who loses the ball, he throws his arms up in the air, and it's for what I think anyway, very much when it comes to Vini Jr, very much a me show, and Pep Guardiola and Man City won't put up with that kind of thing. So for me, just doesn't really make sense, and I think Vinicius Jr would want to be a player where it is going to be the me show, and the whole team's going to orientate around him, and that's not going to happen at Man City. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, with the rumours linking City with Vinicius Jr, it's all fabricated, and it's all just going to be put out there to try and get a better deal for Vinicius Jr, for his camp, for himself, and also potentially for Real Madrid as well. So I don't think City are going to go down that. And to be honest, I look towards how many high-profile Brazilian players tend to make the transfer over to Saudi Arabia, where Vinicius Jr can make it the me show whilst getting paid a tremendous amount of money. One of, if not possibly even the highest paid player in the world is what he could become. He's going to get paid stacks to be there. Very much a big high-profile signing that they'd be looking for, and obviously a lot of it be tax-free as well. So from a financial side of things, I think his friends are there as well. It'd make a lot of sense for Vinicius Jr to at least seriously contemplate a move to Saudi Arabia. I struggle to see Vinicius Jr at any other European club. I can just see him wanting to go down Neymar's route, which is he goes over to Saudi Arabia, he does a couple of years there, earns the big money, and earns enough money that he could just go back home to South America, back home to Brazil, and just call things there, because he's done his job basically. And you look at it, and some might suggest it's quite sad that that's a 25-year-old world-class Brazilian winger just settling down and just wanting to not be ambitious enough. And to be honest, it might be narrow-minded to suggest it, but when it comes to top-end football, you want to be a player that's competing for the biggest and best trophies, playing for the biggest and best teams, and playing for around other world-class players and stuff. Europe is the place to be when it comes to high-profile players wanting to excel and be the best that they can be. And making moves outside of Europe normally tends to suggest moves towards the end of your career, or a player that's no longer good enough to be playing in Europe and they can't achieve what they want to achieve, so they're going to either follow big money or go somewhere else where they feel like they're going to be a bit happier, which I get. We're all human at the end of the day. You want to be working in a place where you are going to get paid well and you are going to be happy. Some might accuse you of lacking ambition, some might say do you. So we'll see what Vinicius Jr does do, but for me, I'd be very surprised. I'd say the Semenyo transfer makes more sense for me than what Vinicius Jr does do. But I thought City's name's out there, it's worthwhile speaking about, and I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Vinicius Jr, Are you keen, or would you rather City make the move for Semenyo? Do let me know in the comments below. Vinicius Jr. or Semenyo? Who would you like at City? Let me know. So, that has been today's transfer update. Please do leave a thumbs up on today's video. We're aiming for 200 likes. Any help towards that would be great. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Semenyo or Vinicius Jr., which side of the fence are you on? Do let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. I'm going to be doing daily Man City transfer updates in just over a month's time from January 1st, where I'm going to keep you guys up to date every single day with all the latest City transfer content here on YouTube. So do subscribe. You do want to stay up to date. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go check out Kitbag, today's video sponsor. Remember, you've got them Black Friday deals rolling out, including where you can pick up the City home shirt for just over £40. Links and details there in the description. Kitbag got lots of wonderful deals that you can go and check out. And a big thank you to Kitbag for sponsoring today's video. I would appreciate anybody checking out Kitbag, because anyone that does help to support the future content created here on my channel. And I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Hope it improved the vibe and atmosphere for you guys. Peace. Ciao for now.